Hi, so I wanted to make this video on letting go, right? There is so much talk in manifestation about like letting go and surrendering, right? And I've tried so many different variations, and I can only say what works for me and what has worked for me. And I think, I think with things like law of attraction, is there is like a set way that it works. Like there are set ways that energy works. But how you get into those places, I feel, is really, really up to you as an individual. Like there's many ways in, and they can change throughout your journey as well. Like the more trust and belief that you have, I believe the easier these things are, and you can do them in a little bit of a different way. But anyway, so letting go. I just don't believe in letting go. Like I've tried letting go of things, like, and the reason is obviously there's a lot of talk, that when you don't want something so much and it's not connected to your like heart, it's not like a love thing or a massive thing that you're working on, and you just think of it and you let it go, it happens, right? And I do believe that, and I do believe like letting go and allowing is a massive like part of manifestation and the twin flame journey and every part of manifesting. But I don't really believe that you can just like let go of something, and I don't believe that you can just let go of something when it's still such a strong desire for you, and when you don't fully believe that you're going to receive it, because it's just always there. Like it's always there in your mind, and anytime it's there as a focus but you're having negative thoughts about it, you are just repelling it. So the way I personally have learned to work with it now, after lots and lots of trial and error and like working in different ways, is I really believe that there is no need to let go of anything. Actually, there's no need to let go of any desire you have. I believe it's about transformation, integrating and transforming. And I think letting go becomes a very, very natural part of just cleaning up your thought process on things, right? And doing your inner work. Because there's been things that I have, like there was something that I wanted really, really, so something I wanted a lot, right? And I lost it. And this is a while ago. Someone said I still want this thing. And I did my like chanting thing, So what happens when I want something and I have a lot of fears about it because I've just experienced the loss of it, or some kind of rejection, or I've been set back, I just chant for what I want, and oh my god, does that change your energy? And every time I think about it, I just intend or think the opposite, like say the opposite. So to begin with, like when I'm like right at the beginning of the process, I'll say it constantly. And then I just naturally need to say it less because I'm just not having the same level of resistant thoughts about it. And actually what we say does change our feelings. So we think that our feelings affect what we say, but actually when we say something enough, we start to feel differently about it. But it takes time. You don't just say it once and it happens. And this is a lot to do with how far down you're on the journey. Like if I'd have been doing this like 3 years ago, which I wasn't, probably would have needed to have said it for about 6 months before before I saw a change. And now I just need to do it for like a week or 2 weeks, or days. And for me, this leads to a natural letting go process. Because for me, I let go. And when I say let go, I let go of the resistance the minute I have full belief that I can manifest it and it can be mine, right? So I don't feel anymore like, I feel like dropping something or trying to let go of something artificially before you fully believe it's yours actually just creates more resistance. And you're thinking about it anyway. What really, really works for me is just not even thinking about letting it go, not even thinking about that part of the process. Just like, if I want it, or even if I'm unsure about it, then I just say I've got it over and over and over and over again. And the point with doing that is you'll either realize you don't even want it anymore, because a lot of the time we want things out of like a perceived lack or from an ego trigger, like, oh, if we get this or this person wants us, then almost like it will make us feel more worthy, or it will make us not have to feel rejected, or it'll, and once you truly believe it's yours, then sometimes you realize that and you actually see through that you're actually coming from a place of like lack and rejection, and actually if it was yours, you perhaps actually wouldn't even want it anymore anyway. So for me, this process massively helps you realize what actually you want in your heart, because it gets rid of all that unhealthy attachment. And it also eventually gets to the point where you have no resistance to it, because you absolutely truly believe and think that it can be yours. And a lot of that just comes from self-love. Like when you feel like you are worthy of that thing, a lot of that like kind of obsession with it and fears just like drops away. So I personally feel like rather than trying to let go, for me it works so much better just to try and feel worthy of it and speak about it as if it's mine, to the point where I either lose interest and don't even want it anymore, or it comes. So that's my letting go process. And the same with the, you know, a lot of the videos on my channel, I talk about twin flames, because there is a journey that woke me up, and you know, that is where my spirituality began. And so I always, like, in my head, tie the two things in together, but they're just the same thing. You know, it's all manifesting. We're manifesting all the time. We're always attracting what we are, what we feel, what we speak about ourselves, you know. And even with twin flames, like, most of the repellent stuff is the fear that you're not worth that kind of level of love, the fear that you might lose it. Like, there's all this resistance. And I feel like the more I just talk about it being mine, the more that my words change my feelings, and the more that I just feel so empowered and knowing that I actually like stop having all that resistance and that like negative feeling about it. So yeah, they're my little tips for letting go. Obviously we all have our own little processes, and there's so many times when so the last time I was well, not the last time, but one of the times I was doing that for something massive, I did it and I let go, and then it came within a second. And it did come from the letting go, because I remember just chanting, and I've been doing it for like a week solid, and loads of manifesting things and my gratitudes, and I got my energy really high. I felt really empowered. I truly believed it could be mine. I truly believed I was worthy of it. And then I naturally let go, and just was like, oh, I can't bother to think about it anymore. And I was very high, and it just, that second came. But what I'm trying to say is that if I'd have tried to let go any sooner than that, and I've tried to force myself, I don't believe I would have had the same result, because I was very much like still resisting. So you know, it's kind of, I honestly believe letting go is a natural byproduct of complete trust and belief that it is mine. If I want it, if it's meant to be mine. What if I want it? Once I've cleared the desperation for it. You will actually find that when you clear that desperation, some of the things you thought you want, you don't want anymore, because you realize that they just came from a place of needing to feel fulfilled. And when you find that within yourself, sometimes you're like, actually, like, that's not for me anymore. And I think that's part of this, like, why you feel so drawn to certain things. And then when you've healed it, you like that massive pull, and that desire for it just goes. So yeah, that's my way that I deal with letting go and surrendering. And I know we all have our own different ways, but I just don't believe in forcing surrender at all. I believe surrender is a completely natural product of empowerment and understanding that real belief that we create our experience all the time. All right, and I'll speak to everyone soon.